Hello, all heroes, and welcome back to Invincible, guarding the globe. And today is the day. We have the brand new update to talk about. We do have some patch notes on the website that I will be going over, and I will be showing some of the stuff in game as well. So let's get right into it. Patch notes version 1.2. I will be putting the relevant stuff I'm talking about on screen so that y'all can follow along. First of all, new content. New game mode, Cecil's Nightmares. We'll get into that in just a second here. And then campaign season 2 release of chapters 1 through 3. So if we actually take a look here, we have a new little seasons folder. And when you click on that, you can see that we can get to season 2 after finishing season 1 with a very familiar menacing silhouette there. Very good stuff. Now, we do have some quality of life improvements and some pretty good stuff here too. We have alliance chat in the game, so your alliance members can actually chat now. Very exciting. We do have a claim all and replay all button for GDA ops. So unfortunately, this doesn't really apply to the GDA events. Like if I go to the GDA events, it doesn't really pop up. Oh, casual battle beast, always fine. So it doesn't really show up on that screen yet, probably because, I guess just because those are temporary. Maybe it's just something with the coding, I don't know. But if you do go to the main page here, we do now have a claim all button. It'll think about that real quick. And boom, you get everything all at once, and then you can actually restart all, and it will get everything cooking once again. So nice little time saver there. Gear special level up, new way to upgrade the gear Seismic Plus, Omnipotent Plus above level 5. I'm going to assume that this is helpful. I have never upgraded any seismic gear past level 5, to be totally honest, so I'm not familiar on that one, but that's okay. And then when events finish, events will give a few hours to players to collect their GDA after the end of the event. That one is huge, because there is nothing more frustrating than having 30 minutes left in a GDA alert, and then the event ends and you just miss out on that loot. It's a pain in the butt, and that will be extremely helpful. Now, we do have quite a lot of balancing here. First of all, the revive condition has been changed in GDA ops. Previously, when the last member of the team dies, the whole team revives. Now when a member dies, they revive after 10 seconds. So it's like, instead of a team wipe and then revive, it's kind of like they do in the Alliance, where when they die, they hit a timer, and then they come back when that timer hits 0. I wonder how useful this is. Reason I say that, like, it would be great. It's great for when you're trying to do like tons and tons of ways, I think, because it's speed. I question difficult GDA ops though, where the enemy team can like just pop you immediately. Because that seems like you're just feeding them to the wolves one at a time, as opposed to, at the very least, sending in your entire team and having the ghost of a chance. But I don't know, that one will require some testing. Next here, Mauler Twin Melee gets some stat increases and some ability increases here. Damage modifier goes up. Instead of increased physical attack 4%, they get physical attack 3% and increased physical defense 3%. Damage modifier goes up to 160%, and they get a new 15% HP heal on their second passive. The Mauler Twin Ranged also getting a nice little buff. Main damage over time gets a chunky buff from 50% to 120%. Synergy changed as well, where it's increased energy attack of 3% and increased energy defense 3%, and their passive 2 gets a damage modifier increase as well. So some interesting Mauler twin buffs there, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they fixed some things as well with their interactions. So I don't think this is going to make them, I don't think this is really going to change their ranking compared to other heroes, but it is something. Shrinking Ray, some stat increases there, and then main passive, or main damage, and the passive one gets some damage increases, can't go wrong there. Titan, health up, bulletproof, attack up, and a main damage modifier increase. Omni-Man, this is a big one. The HP threshold for the insta-kill is from 5% to 10%. That is going to make it much more reliable to proc. 5% was real twitchy. 10%, okay, you're kind of starting to cook something there, where they don't have to be halfway to death anyway for Omni-Man to finish them off. And then War Woman got some stats increases, and then a damage modifier on her main. Her synergy increases attack from 1% to 1.5%, and the passive, instead of the last hit pushing, the last hit will stun and deal additional damage. So basically, a nice little buff there. Gives her some stuns there. Not going to change any hearts and minds on her, I suspect, but it's better than nothing. Now, some optimizations. Several improvements on the AFK simulation performance. New local notifications. So basically, when your daily missions are ready, your weeklies, the Alliance chests, and the Alliance battles are ready, you'll actually get a notification on your device about those. Clarify some text on the GDA spy drone. Damien Darkblood's notes now affect all human characters. The Guardian's Glow Bracelet and the GDA cloaking device have some updated text. No changes there, just some updated text to make sure they are clear. And the Cerulean Cosmos Flower has some fixes and text changes to make sure that it is clear. I do not have the Cosmos Flower, so I don't even know. Now, some fixes. Now, I'm going to skip a little bit. Alan and Aquarius got some text changes. Duplicate. Passive 1. Clone stats equals 75% to clone stats equals 25%. Now, when I saw that, my heart dropped to my feet because I'm like, oh my lord, my beloved duplicate has been nerfed. Except not really, and it's a weird one because this is not a nerf or a balance, this is a fix. And some other people have caught on to this as well, but I think the clone was always 25%. It didn't do quite as much damage as it should have if it was 75%. I think it's always been 25%. Now, where does that leave me? The good news is that my duplicate will be just as effective as before. The bad news is that I built her under false pretenses. Would I have built her if the word said 25% instead of 75%? If I'm being totally honest, probably not. I could have put all of that into Robot or Monster Girl or the Immortal, or frankly all of them, considering how many resources I used to actually build duplicate. Now, I don't think I would take it back if given the opportunity. I don't think I would retire her and get all of it back if I had the chance. Because, I mean, I am still a little proud of my Omnipotent Plus duplicate, or at least the insanity associated with it. It is just a little bit of a pain that I went whole hog on her under false pretenses. So, sucks to suck. I just take the L on that one and move on. Robot. Synergy is being updated from criminals to married to the mob. And then a battle cooldown fix for his passive. Rexplode has synergy against Flaxens. Now it's against invaders. Red Rush, instead of synergy against Viltrumites, he's getting synergy against attackers. Much more general. That's actually a nice little clarification there. Black Samson changed up synergies. Most of these is just changing up some wording, because I think they've, like I said, judging by the terminology, I think they've always been this way. It's just, it was reflected incorrectly in their ability. Skipping ahead here, fixed textures in lab map. Dark Seismic didn't always appear in the hero collection. And some other fixes as well. Nothing that I really ever bumped into, if I'm being totally honest. But you can go over it on the website if you would like. Now, that's a lot of information, but we ain't done yet. We ain't done yet, because if we go to the main campaign page here, we have the new Cecil's Nightmares mode. And first of all, I just want to say, I love how this looks. This is slick. I like this very, very much. Going all the way up to stage 50 with Omnipotent plus enemies, which is freaking nuts. That is insane. I love that. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, because we do have a handy dandy web page on that as well, because there's a lot to go over here. So what is Cecil's Nightmares? Cecil's Nightmares is a new game mode in Invincible guarding the globe. It consists of different time-restricted simulations in which players have to face specific challenges straight out of Cecil's worst nightmares. Players will be able to repeat these battles as many times as they want, as long as they are still open, and players will also see their scores posted to a specific leaderboard for each simulation. One of the requirements, each simulation will have different entry restrictions, like only specific factions being allowed. Also, these simulations will only be open on certain days during the month. One of the rewards, for every stage completed inside each simulation, the player will receive different rewards ranging from XP to rare heroes. Also, depending on each player's score and their position on the leaderboard, players can get extra rewards. So basically, this is the reason to build your stuff, because as we go up here, you'll notice about every 5 stages, you get some pretty awesome loot if you can get up to 3 stars. This one is gems in a dossier. This one's gems, dossier, and even in a security clearance card for schools out. Gems and dossier, security clearance, rinse and repeat, etc., etc., until you get to the very daunting stage 50 with literal Omnipotent plus enemies. If you do tap on this particular one is referred to as Get Defensive. We have made sure to make sure our defense is top notch. I'll be throwing people at you that are experts at breaking defenses. So that's kind of why there is some themes here. But some of these missions look brutal. Like if you look at stage 39 here, there's 3 green ghosts on that bad boy. Terrifying. Utterly terrifying. And then if you tap on the GDA rankings, you can actually see how everybody is ranked. And then each ranking effectively has their own loot. Taking a look here, number 1, of course, with the most impressive rewards there of 1,000 gems, 7 dossiers, and 3 schools out cards. And then down from there, the rewards go down. If you make it to at least top 25%, you can get at least 1 dossier, and then gems below that. So the nice thing is, even if you don't go too crazy, you can get at least a few gems. Now, this is very much going to be whale territory up here in the top 10. But, I mean, let's be real here. It's a mobile game. That's nothing new. I mean, if you didn't think this was going to be... If you didn't think number 1 was going to be whale territory, then... hi, welcome to mobile games. Is this your first time? It's whales keep the game alive. That's the reality of it. And I am extremely curious to test my strength against this event. It starts out easy, but it ramps up in a hurry. So next video, I'm actually going to go through this, and I might make that a regular thing, just kind of going through each of the Cecil's Nightmares events that show up. It looks like they're not going to be up 100% of the time. This particular one ends in about 5 days. So you're definitely going to want to jump into it when it shows up. So that was a lot of information. That was a lot of information, but a lot of really good stuff. Some quality of life stuff. The only thing that I am crying about a little bit is the duplicate. It's unfortunate that I got a little duped on that one. But like I said, it's not something that I would take back given the opportunity. Just because, I mean, hey, I'm still proud of my Omnipotent Plus duplicate. Is it a shame that her clone is not as good as I thought? Yeah, but it is still a summonable clone. It can distract aggro. It's still pretty decent, all things considered. So you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna give that a shrug and move on and not think too much about it. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what your favorite part of this update is. I'll also be going over campaign stuff in the very near future. There's a lot to cover here, so I am very excited about it. And what quality of life features are you still waiting on? Because no doubt there's still some things that could be upgraded. Personally, I'm still working on either a filter for the rank up or a auto rank up. That would be helpful, but that's just me. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you're still hoping for and what your favorite part of the update is, and we shall see you next time. Have a good one.